We are back on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio, News Talk 1180, 1230 KGEO, 1410 KERI, and now in Albuquerque, New Mexico on 1000 KKIM. Our guest by phone, writer and director, Wes Halula, talking about human trafficking.
Wes, you're going to come out with this film. Where's it going to be shown? How can people see it?
I actually wanted to give you guys one more stat that I think is just one of the ones that absolutely floored me, and then we'll talk about that. But the life expectancy of a girl once she goes into prostitution, which is almost always connected to human trafficking, her life expectancy from starting prostitution is 7 years.
Wow.
So, isn't that, that's horrifying. That's just a tragic stat.
And what's the average age of a woman that gets locked into this?
You know what? I don't have that, and I think that I know that varies depending on where you are in the world. I don't know what that number is in the United States, but it's definitely underage.
Oh, sure.
It's under 17.
Well, I know that the Dr. Boathouse's film was about girls overseas, and those girls are being kidnapped around 13, 14 years old.
Wow.
That's right. That's right.
It's amazing.
And I've seen rescues through International Justice Mission of, 7, 8-year-old girls out of brothels in India. It's really just it's unconscionable. We can't let it stand.
We've got a group in Bakersfield that actually goes and buys the girls when they're brought in from a different country, and they're being sold to these guys. And this group goes in and buys the girls and then puts them back with their families.
Wow. So again, going back to Clay's question, how do people find out more about your film?
Well, that's great. We haven't shot it yet, so it's really going to be hard to see it right now. But it will be available. Probably the best place right now to follow our progress is through Facebook. If you just go to facebook.com/StopTraffic, and remember it's a CK at the end, Stop Traffic Film. So facebook.com/StopTrafficFilm. That's the best place to keep track of our progress. But actually, we're raising funds for this through a nonprofit called Community Life Works, and we've had a lot of amazing people really jump in because they believe in what we're doing and give us, tax-deductible gifts. And if people are interested in doing that, the best place to do that would be to go directly to communitylifeworks.org, and up in the top right, you can click on Stop Traffic Film.
Communitylifeworks.org.
communitylifeworks.org, and there is a tab on the top right for Stop Traffic Film.
Good.
Yep.
Great. Okay, now, again, let's take a look at how prevalent this is. You were saying, and this number may seem high to me, but you were saying we're looking at about 100,000 people involved in this country alone?
Yeah. It's honestly, it really just kind of begs the question, well, how are we not shocked by that, or how are we not aware of that at all?
Oh, yeah.
But, like these girls in Cleveland, you don't know what happened. A lot of times, especially if girls are over 18, they're just considered runaways. They're just considered, they left. They didn't want anyone to know who they are, and they left. The problem in the United States, in foreign countries, typically girls are sold into slavery by their very desperate families. And a lot of times they're told lies about what's going to happen, but basically the girls are sold. In the United States, these guys really sort of feed off of people that are in hard situations, that maybe have a bad home life situation, that in some way or another, basically what happens is these guys become the boyfriend, in quotes, of this girl, and then get them into a desperate situation, and then basically convince them just one time, if they would just prostitute themselves one time, everything would be all better. And then after that, they have them. They sort of reveal, you're working for me now, and this is how it is.
Amazing.
And so there's no way to track that. We don't. That doesn't hit on our radar because those girls just sort of disappear.
Sure. We're having a conversation with Wes Halula, on human trafficking.
Wes, is your film concentrating on any specific area of the country or any city?
Well, we our story will take place in Vegas, and we're really going to take advantage of that. But only, again, because it's just such a huge hub for that business. and then we'll shoot our safe house at a ranch in Bakersfield. Although, we really want it to just be, we want to make sure that this is a universal story. This is an American story. Well, and one of the things we haven't talked about is we have an amazing cast for our film. Stephen Baldwin is, he's going to be in our film, and he's an amazing actor, and he's a friend of mine. We've worked together in the past, and actually right now he is in India speaking with a group about human trafficking. And so when I told him about this film, he got very excited, and he said, A, the dates work out perfectly. It's right when I come back from India, and B, this is something I care about a lot, and I'm already working to stop human trafficking, so I'm in.
Well, in Vegas,
that's cool.
In Vegas, there seems to be a tremendous amount of prostitution. Do you think that those girls in Vegas are part of human trafficking, or is this just an occupation for them?
No, it's almost guaranteed that these girls are in human trafficking. I would say it would be the exception that someone was not involved in human trafficking. It's starting to come out now that almost universal that girls that are stripping, that are like in strip clubs, that's sort of the gateway for their pimps to get them into prostitution and keep them plugged in. So it's really at a point now where anyone in the sex industry in some way is involved in human trafficking.
I don't know if you've seen, but Bakersfield has a massage parlor on just about every corner nowadays. Is there any human trafficking involved in those programs? Because a lot of them are Asian.
I can't say with 100% certainty. I'm not familiar with that situation, but I would say I would be absolutely shocked if there wasn't. That's the quintessential scenario for human trafficking. So I would say odds are very good that that's what's going on there.
So when will you be in Bakersfield filming, and you need to get people to come out and apply for a job to be in the movie?
Well, we will need some extras. I don't know if we'll need extras in Bakersfield. We kind of have our people set. If anyone is interested in coming out to Vegas to be in some scenes, they could definitely go to our Facebook page and send us a message. We would love that. We actually have 2 really big scenes that we need some big crowds. And we're working with a church here in Vegas. But honestly, if someone felt like that would be fun and a worthwhile project, we'd love to have them. That would be great.
What date would that be in Vegas?
That would be next Thursday, the 23rd.
Well, as
so
big
kind
as
of an odd day.
As big as Clay is, he's half a crowd right here. So, so
come on out.
So, again, I couldn't resist. That was low hanging fruit.
Yeah,
it was too easy. So, Wes, again, give us your website and in case anybody wants to make a donation, where they would look for that.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to communitylifeworks.org, and there will be a tab on the top right that says Stop Traffic Film. Otherwise, just keep track if you're looking for pictures and updates and stuff like that. Facebook.com/StopTraffic with a K at the end, film. Stop Traffic Film.
You know, Wes, you're talking about prostitution and trafficking and pornography and all these things. I was in Sacramento this past week and met with several legislators. I go up there and I go to Washington, as Marty does. And one of the bills that they're talking about right now, you're probably well aware of, is in the prostitution industry that the men have to wear condoms. And this is a big deal.
Right.
This is a big deal up there. They think they could waste their time on something more important than that, wouldn't you?
I completely agree. I mean, it's such a... I mean, they're trying to send a message, but they're sending the wrong message.
Yeah, they are, Wes. Yeah. Wes, unfortunately, we're out of time. I want to thank Bonnie Thomason for making us aware of this film. And, Wes, thank you so much for what you do. And please give us a call and let us know the progress of all this, okay?
Absolutely. I'm thrilled to be on your show. And thanks for bringing awareness to people in Bakersfield and New Mexico. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Wes. We'll be back in 167 hours on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio News Talk 1180.